Hi there, I'm Ashley Curallo, sharing my heart, music, and home. And today I want to welcome you into my home, and you can come along with me as I decorate my home for Christmas. And I also just want to share some ideas with you of how to get your Christmas decorations up quickly. Decorating for Christmas can be really overwhelming. There's already a lot going on in the season, and I do not need to be stressed out by decorating. So today I just want to share with you some helpful ideas of how to just get this task done quickly. I know a lot of people like to keep things really simple. Maybe you just like to put up a tree and lights, and that's great. If you're like me, you like to kind of put a little touches of Christmas kind of around your home, maybe in the living room, maybe in the kitchen, maybe even go into the bedrooms a little bit. And so I just want to share with you today how you can get that done quickly without just standing around wondering what to do and feeling overwhelmed by the whole process. I love decorating, but it is certainly not my main calling in life. I have a lot of other responsibilities in my life. I'm a mom, I'm a homeschool teacher, I'm an entrepreneur, I help out at my church a lot, directing music and so forth. And so I really need decorating to be very simple, and I need it to be straightforward, and I need to be efficient at it. And so that's really where the inspiration for this video came into play. I got to thinking I am not the only one who has a lot of responsibilities in life, and I enjoy making it pretty, but I need to do it fast. In years past, especially as a newlywed, I loved to decorate for Christmas, and I had tons of tubs filled with Christmas decor, and it was just everywhere, and it looked like Christmas just exploded in my house. And when I look back on those days, I just kind of laugh because I absolutely do not have the mental energy or time for such chaos right now. And I have really minimized my Christmas decor over the years. I don't actually have a lot of trinkety type things. I focus mainly on greenery, and I've kind of moved into more fake artificial greenery that looks realistic. So I focus on that. I focus on decorating a tree, and then I focus more on just using the things that are already set up in my home and then just giving them kind of a Christmas refresh. And I'm going to talk about how to do that later on in this video. So back to reality, back to now, I want to share with you how I was able to decorate most of my house in a few hours on one day, and then pretty much a solid morning the next day. First, I like to plan a theme. Before I even pull out my Christmas tubs from the attic, I like to go ahead and start thinking about what is my overall theme or look that I want. And by creating, at least in my mind, a theme, it helps the look to look more unified instead of just random decorations that don't really seem to go together. Now, if you like that look, that's amazing. That's wonderful. Just go for it. But I like things to be a little bit more unified in my home. Last year, I tried a blue and white theme, and it was really lovely. But this year, I just really craved the traditional reds, greens, and kind of that antique cream. So that's really the look I wanted this year. It's classic, relaxed, kind of a layered look, and lots of old-timey, old-fashioned elements. So that's really what I was going for this year. So to pull in some more of those old-timey elements, I bought some new LED paper candles and some Victorian-inspired candle bases. And they just look so pretty together, and we just love the warmth that it brings to our home, especially in the evenings. And not to mention, it came with this super neat remote control, which is quite handy, and my kids love turning on the candles in the evening, so that's been really fun for us. Also, I bought some red ticking ribbon for that traditional farmhouse style that just kind of gently pulls in the reds without being overbearing. And so I will definitely put a link in the description below for the candles, the bases of the candles, and then also this ribbon. Okay, so after planning a theme, then I started mentally planning how I wanted to decorate each area of my house. So I kind of in my mind walked through the different rooms that I wanted to decorate. So this year I focused on the kitchen and the living room. So in my mind, I like to envision how I want to decorate each shelf or dresser or Christmas tree. And even if I don't exactly do everything that I've kind of mapped out in my mind, I at least have an idea to get me started. So I'm not just standing in front of an area or a dresser and just wondering, what am I going to do? In the past, I used to pull out all my boxes, open them up, and then just hope for inspiration to hit me. Honestly, what usually ended up happening was a bunch of Christmas stuff everywhere, me being frustrated because I didn't really know exactly what to do. So by going ahead and just mapping out in my mind, it really saves me a lot of time. Another tip for saving time and being efficient in decorating is just simply to use the setups that are already available in your home. For example, I have a little tier stand in my kitchen that I always keep on my counter. Instead of having to totally reinvent how I decorate that tier stand, I just pulled out all the things that were blue and just switched them out for some Christmas elements. And another example would be on my staircase landing, I really switched that up. I left pretty much everything where it's at. I have a chair that I keep blankets on. I have a basket that's hanging on the door. So instead of reinventing that area totally, I just switched out a few things to make it look Christmassy. So for example, I took the hydrangea out, replaced it with boxwood. I took out the blankets, added a red crocheted blanket, and then just put a pair of vintage skates on the doorknob, tucked a little bit of boxwood into the antique Crocs, and it looks like Christmas. And I didn't have to totally reinvent the wheel. I was able to use a setup that I already had. Now I want to really share a real time-saving trick that I kind of learned this year that really helped me save a lot of time. But now let's talk about how I'm going to actually start decorating. I'm actually going to start putting out the items, putting out the decoration. So I gave my living room and my kitchen a quick tidy, and then I also just kind of scrubbed down my kitchen cabinets. Just wanted them to look nice. So after a quick tidy and clean, here's what I did. I took the Christmas decor out of the boxes, and then I laid the items out right in front of where they were going to go. So for example, I laid the garland for the mirror that goes over my sofa. I just laid it on the couch. The garland that I put in the kitchen on that armoire, I just laid it out on the kitchen table. So basically I went through my boxes, pulled out everything that I was going to use, took it to the areas around the house where they were going to go basically, and just laid them out in front of each shelf, dresser, tree, whatever. So by laying all the decor out in its almost proper location, this made moving around my home and setting up the decor very efficient. So then what I did is after I had everything pretty much laid out in front of where it's going to go, I then just started working around my house. I think I started in my living room, and I started systematically going around the room and installing all the decorations. And I couldn't believe how quickly everything came together this year. By simply planning ahead and then getting everything ready to go, I was able to quickly move around and just install things very quickly. And it really was not very stressful at all. I didn't have to waste a lot of mental energy. I didn't have to stand there wondering what I'm going to do. I knew exactly what I was going to do, and I was able to install it very quickly. And then just a few more ideas. I want to encourage you, don't be a perfectionist. If you know me personally, I do struggle with that. I struggle with wanting everything to be perfect, but I have been learning over the years that there are so many things in life that are a lot more important than being perfect. And in my efforts to present a lovely home for you, I did find myself stressing a few times, but then I just remembered to relax and just enjoy the process of decorating because it is something I enjoy. And I didn't want that joy of decorating to be taken away from me as I was doing this. Is the decorating perfect? Nope. It's not necessarily Pinterest perfect, but our family loves the decoration, and my children were just delighted with the decor that I laid out. And so it makes our home beautiful at this time of year, and I am so thankful for it. So don't worry about being perfect, just enjoy the process. I did want to share one final word about letting kids help. It's easy to have all or nothing thinking. It's easy to think, well, I have to let the kids help me with everything, all of the Christmas decorating. Or it's easy to go into the other, swing a pendulum over to the other side and say, I'm not letting the kids help with any of the decorating. And this year, what my husband and I decided, our kids got to decorate their little zone upstairs. They have a tree upstairs that we don't really use anymore, and they can put all of their crazy ornaments on it that they make. It doesn't have to match. They love putting their bright colored lights up on that tree, and it's great. And they have all their little Christmassy knickknacks all over their bedroom, and that's fine. I'm not necessarily into all the knickknacky kind of stuff, but it makes them happy. I started by letting my kids decorate downstairs a little bit, and it got a little bit stressful for me, my own fault, but I had it in my mind how I wanted things to be decorated, and when the kids don't quite understand that process or the look I wanted, that created some angst for me. And my husband just kind of gently reminded me, you know what, that's why we had the Christmas tree upstairs for the kids. They can decorate their tree upstairs. This is your time to make the Christmas tree how you want it downstairs and make the downstairs look like you want. And I just want to say that there's no shame in that. There's no shame in creating a look that you want to in your home. But I think the other side of the coin is still giving children an opportunity to help with Christmas decorating. And I think that's a good balance, to still give them an opportunity, but realize that as adults, it is okay for us to want to decorate in a way that is pleasing to us and that is that more adult look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was relaxing to you, and I hope it maybe gave you a few ideas, and I wish you a very Merry Christmas.